Hey, what's up, guys? Let's see if I'm live here. I gotta double check my settings. Let's see here. Gotta go to my channel. Oh yeah, looks like I'm alive. Let's make sure my audio is there. Hey, what's up, guys? How you doing? Can you guys hear me? Let me know. Trying this DJI mic connected to this laptop. Just working in my workshop tonight. It's kind of been getting turned into a little bit of a mess. Oh, sweet, you can hear me. Awesome. How are you guys doing this weekend? Hopefully good. I had a busy week. Just tons of stuff with the kids. The wife had all sorts of scheduling stuff going on, so it was kind of a really long week, but productive. I did make some progress with the business, so I'm pretty happy about that. Now I got to figure out this setup. I'm working on this laptop. So, oh, there we, did that work? No. Yeah, it's like I'm using OBS Studio, but it starts you streaming, but it doesn't sign you in automatically to the chat. So I'm just gonna have to do like a side by side to watch the chat as well. It's one of these things, like I just don't do enough live streams to know the best setup. Sometimes I do them on the DJI Osmo, which is nice, but then you gotta have a separate computer even signed in and all that. So it is what it is. But yeah, this week there was no sales, but you know, it's early. I'm still working things out. I've had a good visibility into my Etsy shop with the advertisements I'm doing. I am doing advertisements, Prop Dude Shop. I know that you do everything organic. But I don't know. I think that for me, my products aren't as, what would I say, elaborate or exquisite. Your products are insanely like complicated and high priced. So I think I have a lot more competition than you do probably. So yeah. So I'm just cleaning up my, picking up my workshop a little bit. I might make some of these uh, brush surface mounts with the suction cups. I'm going to get some suction cups right now. Just make some while I hang out. I got to make a bunch of these white ones because I'm going to start pushing retail quite a bit. So I might as well get some suction cups. Start working on them while I chat with you guys. Fandom centric. Is that your competition, Darren? I assume it is. Or is that your person that you buy STL files from and modify them? Oh, the Eufemake is a Blastafar. Need to list the Middle Earth tumblers. Oh, cool. So you got a new product you're listing from that Eufemake tool? Just like the type of demographic. Hey Scotty, how you doing, man? I saw you sign up on, I think you signed up. I saw you on my website. I appreciate you visiting, man. That's pretty cool. Yeah, I did a video today, which went pretty well. I signed up for GS1 barcodes. So I went ahead and purchased 100 barcodes for retail purposes, and I did a video on that, kind of just talking about like risk. You got to take risks in life, and I mean that's a small risk. I spent like $750 on it, but it's a risk. You know, it's a financial risk to, you know, spend $750 on some unique keys for a barcode. But it's the only way to sell on Amazon, any retail stores as well. You got to have a barcode, or else you're not going to be able to play ball. Hey, DIY woodshop projects, how you doing? Having a good night? Having a good Friday? Hopefully your week went good. I don't know why I was motivated tonight. I was my wife was crashed out upstairs. She was already just gone, just so tired from the week. But I don't know why I was just motivated. Just had a good, somewhat productive week. Kind of back end stuff from the business perspective. I didn't do a lot of printing this week. A little bit. I was doing more of the business side of things. What about you guys? What kept you guys busy this week? Guys or gals, whoever's on here, let me know. But yeah, I'm gonna get. Well, I'll tell you a little bit about the GS1. It was $750 for 100 SKUs or 100 barcodes, and then it's $150 on an annual basis thereafter. So next year I'll owe $150 to keep the 100 UPCs. And I'm being very strategic about it, meaning I don't want to like just create UPCs for every variant that I have, because I want to save these UPCs as kind of ammunition, because I don't know how these products are going to do in retail. I don't know how I got to price them, but I'm going to go with basically four colors, primary colors, because in retail they're not going to want like some weird multicolor filament like this. They wouldn't even be able to really probably put that as a property, because it's like it's variant. So I'm going with white, with black, and then pink and almond. And then I updated my little cards with new photos, and I did here, let me make sure my camera's good here, which I think it is. Yeah, there we go. And I did what's called like a badge, so you can clearly see the color. And I took individual photos, the same angle of each product. So there's pink, white, or no, almond. And then I did the almond badge. And then white. I had to have a blue badge for that, just so you could see the text really well. And then black. So I took photos of every single individual variant, and they're pretty close to each other. I mean, there's like slight angle differences, but nothing you would probably notice in a store. And then on the back, I've got the QR code, the barcode. In the center, it says the product name, the type, black, almond, and then made in the USA. And then over here it says mounts to the different types, bathtub, mirror, etc. Website built with intent. So not too bad. I think these are pretty decent. I don't know if they'll hold up, but we'll see. You know, things I'll learn along the way, I'm sure. So let me know what you guys think, if you like those. So I'm going to go with 4 barcodes to start, and then I've got 2 more products that'll do another same 4 colors, so that'll be another 8 barcodes to bring me up to 12, and then we'll see what happens after that. You know, I'm not going to do these, what are these called, these the flex, which have this V, because it's kind of confusing. It's like it does both a phone and a brush, and I don't want to confuse people right off the bat. If if these brush surface mounts sell on Amazon or retail brick and mortar, then I can slowly maybe introduce the next version. So we'll see. Oh, thanks. DIY workshop projects. I appreciate that. I think you did a great job with the packaging. I appreciate it, man. The first version was uh, there was a lot less on the back here, but then I just kept polishing it, working on it, just tweaking it. I took a few things out of the front. I want the front to look fairly clean, and then I did update each image with each color. I wasn't going to do that. I was going to be lazy about it, but no, I'm done being lazy with details. I want everything to be damn near perfect, you know. And then I went ahead. I'll show you guys my template. I've got my screen I can share here. Let me finish this suction cup real quick. I'll show you a couple of my templates that I'm working on, just to give you guys an idea of what I'm working on these days. You know, these things are so easy to assemble. I probably could do like hundreds or thousands, maybe not thousands with an S, but I could probably do maybe 1,000 or 2 a month or more. I don't know. I haven't gone through like a whole huge run, but if I ever get demand, I will go and start doing major mass volume if I ever could get to that point. Because my costs are literally close to what like you would source this material and assembly from China. I just could never keep up with the volume that you could probably outsource from China, because they can probably do hundreds of thousands of products. But let me go over here and share. I'll show you guys my just working it out. It's taking its sweet little time, let's put it that way. Let's see here. Oh, my audio stopped working? Oh, you know what it is? 1 second. Dang it. Oh, I think it's because of that other screen. Sorry about that, guys. My bad. I'll have to mess with that other screen next. I was changing my audio um, uh, for this live stream. I've been normally using like, XLR mics, but if I want to go around this workshop and do anything, I gotta have it on my chin here. So sorry about that. But yeah, the packaging, I think I'll just mention it again. So this is essentially what I'm going to do is have this inside the packaging. So this will be the quick install and the warning, and then this will be connected to the suction cup. I think this is a pretty sleek design. It shows, I went the extra mile. So we'll see. All new to me. And I don't think I'm going to get any big retail box companies. I'm just going to try to find real small boutique shops that would like a nice, crafted retail packaging and all that. So we'll see what happens. But I'm excited because now I can, yeah, thanks, Scotty, I'm back. But now I'm excited because now that I have the UPC, I'm getting the packaging done. Now I can actually take a couple sample packages and either meet with the owner, somehow find their emails, their contact, or go to the store directly, see if I can find out who the owner is, get their contact at the store. Maybe they're there, or it's probably typically employees, but I can start trying to pitch my products. And I don't know how that works. I'm sure some places maybe they charge space to lease a space, or they just take a cut of the sales. I'm not exactly sure. I don't know if you guys have ever dealt with retail or sold into retail. Let me know what kind of models they use for that. Yeah, I think the packaging takes me longer to make than the actual product, to be honest. You got to cut each of those out. Yeah, it's a lot of manual work. But I'm having fun with it. It's not like I'm looking to make millions of dollars on this. I'm just looking to like get some traction at the very least, Which I've gotten a decent amount of traction so far. I would say in 2 or 3 months that I've gotten, I think, 5 or 6 sales. I'll take it, I'll take whatever I can get. I'm happy with that. And I had fun doing it too. I had a custom order, which was a lot of fun. And I got a video on that, but I'm kind of waiting for the customer. She's a subscriber on the channel, to send me photos. She did approve for me to use photos on the channel, but she's probably busy, just hasn't got around to installing. It's in like a workshop, like a Milwaukee themed workshop. Those Milwaukee tools, that brand, the red and black brand. So hopefully you guys can still hear me and see me. Just not seeing much in the chat. Probably lost some of you guys. I know, Scotty, you might still be here, and DIY, maybe you're still here. I'll have to add that audio source in that other view. Dang it. It's late, Some people come in and out. It's Friday. People got lives, Who wants to come and hang out with the 3D printing workshop? I enjoy live streams, though. I'm on live streams, like myself attending live streams till, usually real late, because I'm always working. So I'll be I'm in this Driving Daily live stream. It's like a DoorDasher. He was a subscriber of mine. His name is John. He's been a subscriber of mine for a long time, and he's got a channel, and he does these live streams every day. So I visit his channel usually probably 2 or 3 times a week. We have a good time in there. So still here? Sweet. Awesome. RC Edson, man. Old man, you're doing great. Hey, thanks, man. How are you? Nice to see you in the chat. If you guys don't know R.C. Edson, he's a YouTuber, well, former YouTuber. I'm sure he still has his channel. But he went hyper viral and got up to, what, 30,000 subscribers plus. And he's just real raw and fun. And, hey, you know, we did a couple live streams together. He would invite people into his live stream, and I joined really early on. I think I had maybe 10 subscribers or something like that. It was when I first started the channel, and I subscribed to him when he had like 100 subscribers, and I was like, dude, you're gonna blow up. And I was right, and he did blow up. And obviously YouTube doesn't pay the bills, and so RC had to go back and work a day job. Obviously it doesn't pay the bills. I'm sure you guys all know that. Just placed my first order with you. Anxious to check them out. Thanks, Scotty. Appreciate it, man. That's awesome. Yeah, I'll get them fulfilled either tonight or tomorrow. Yeah, I'll probably get it done tomorrow and hopefully get it shipped out tomorrow because I think UPS is open tomorrow. I like to ship UPS because FedEx or the postal service, man, I just don't trust that. I'll take the extra from the shipping. And eat the cost for the extra 50 cents or $1 or whatever it is, because it gets there usually within 2 or 3 days. So I appreciate it, man. Looking forward to hearing your feedback, seeing what you think about the products. So I'll have to take a look at what you ordered. Let's see what I got here. All right, I got all these white surface mounts done. I got like 20 or 30 of them done. But now I got to put on all the caps. Let's see what I got here. Yeah, I've got all these caps here. All the colors. These are fun, easy to print. They take like 2 seconds, which is nice. But I like them. I like the fact that it just goes the extra mile, and it makes the product look polished and finished, you know. So. All right, I'm going to have to go and see what Scotty ordered in a minute here. I can never get these things out. They're so small. Ah. Yeah, I need to get this workshop together. It is a mess, I'll tell you what. Just been so busy. I'm trying to get these wall plates upgraded and everything. Let me see what you ordered, Scotty. YouTube definitely doesn't pay the bills. I'm moving into a new house next week. I plan to start the channel back up this summer in July. Glad to see you're doing well, man. Dude, that's awesome. I'm looking forward to it. I'm sure your subscriber base is looking forward to it as well. I've seen a couple posts that people are replying like, come back, come back. That's cool. You got a new place. That's awesome. Hopefully a little bit more room for you and your son. Unless he's moved out. I know he was a bit older. I don't think it was that old. Plus, these days, who's moving out? I mean, with inflation, you ain't moving out. You're staying with mom and dad as long as you can, right? That's the way I look at it. Oh, I missed that one. Yep, I'm going to kind of go assembly line style someday. Get to that point where I can scale. Maybe hire someone someday. I mean, hiring people is not easy, that's for sure. All right, let's see what we got here. Yep, I see the order. Excuse me. All right, we got a wall plate And we got a black brush surface mount and a lavender. Sweet. Awesome. White left. All right. Yeah, that's awesome. I'm actually going to print a fresh one tonight for you, Scotty. I think you'll appreciate it. And you'll see why I'm printing a new one. You'll have to let me know like how you use it, where you're using it, kind of thing, just so I can get a kind of a customer feel and all that. So I'm still learning how this product fits, if it works for people, etc., etc. The wife likes the color on that brush mount. Yeah, the lavender aura, that is my favorite one right here. I just think it came out really nice. I don't know why, I just like that color as well. It's just like, it just pops, something about it. I like the coastal prism too. This one right here. This one's pretty nice, but it's probably more like the beach. Like you probably want to have a beach themed bathroom. So yeah, you have to tell me how she likes it and all that. So awesome, man. Yeah, that'd be great if you could follow up. Yeah, because all the feedback helps me figure out, what I need to change, etc., etc. If I need to change anything, could maybe the pricing, etc., etc. I'm trying to figure that all out. All right, got another 80 suction cups here. I bought 1,000 of them, so I'm all set to actually produce plenty of these products, because I have more than just these brush mounts that I plan on putting on the website soon. So it just takes time to list products, because what takes the longest is getting all these photos. You got to get different angles. You got to get the lifestyle photo. Excuse me. Then I always do a short video, vertical, stating the problem, the solution, and then where to go to find the product. So, but yeah, if you're still here, RC, AI photos to the rescue. Yeah, somewhat, right? And I'll go over that maybe in a second. What's up, 205 RC? What's going on? Just working in the workshop, man. I'm producing a bunch of these brush surface mounts, just putting them together, assembling them. What was I was saying something to RC about some question I had. But yeah, getting a lot of stuff done in this workshop. I'm going to start a print actually on this live stream. Why not, I can take you guys around. I'm just plugged in on battery. Let's see here. All right. Yeah, all is well. Everything's going real good. Let's see here. I need to glue a plate. I always, these, I'll tell you what, for 3D printing, you got to have a ton of these things, these Amazon glue sticks. Now, I'm sure there's probably some plates out there that are good at keeping your prints stuck to the plate. But a lot of these engineering filaments like PCTG and polycarbonate, you got to glue and get the build plate like 110 degrees C, just to get stuff to stay and not warp. PLA, it's usually a bit easier. Like I don't have many issues with the warping, but sometimes I do. Like you'll just get like this little corner and your whole print is toast at that point. So yeah, I'm glue sticking this plate. There we go. I do enjoy 3D printing in general, man. It's just a lot of fun making stuff out of nothing. A bunch of plastic. Let's see here. Gotta remember what I have loaded on these reels. All right, let me get. Yeah, I gotta open up a new reel. Yeah, let's see what I got up here. Got here some white cheap PLA. I just use this kind of for prototyping. This stuff's like $10 a reel or $15 a reel or whatever. It's a Creality Ender. I use it for like. I printed 2 more of these little guys, these little shelves, because I'm gonna cut 2 more boards tomorrow and install more wall plates that I'm working on. Take photos in and all that stuff. So I make other stuff so that I can use for like product photography and whatnot. Who knows what I'll make in the future. So yeah, I'm gonna open up another box of filament here. I started with this originally and I'm still using it. It's this 3D Fuel Pro PCTG brightest white. That's what the white wall plates are made out of. And this company is all made in the USA, which I really like. The other filaments, not in the USA. I might transition some of my brush mounts, the solid colors, to this company because I just like supporting USA. I think these guys are out of like North Dakota or something like that. But I think it's pretty cool, you know. More companies doing, making reels of filament out of the US. I know there's a YouTuber, Dan Cien or something like that. He's like starting up a filament company as well. I think he's out of New Jersey or something like that. So, don't have my chat up. Let's see what we got here. I'm behind on the chat, guys. I need to order some glue sticks. Yes, you do. You burn through them, man. I probably burn through at least 1 glue stick, probably once every other day, maybe. Which plates are you using? Are they the ones that came from the Bamboo printer? Yes, I use the PEI textured plates. And I think they work pretty decent with the glue sticks. I only do PETG and I brim everything. No issues with lifting. I brim as well, especially on polycarbonate. Not so much on my PCTG. I probably could try. Maybe I could use less glue, but brimming does make a difference. It must be that, this is my assumption, I don't know the exact science, but I'm assuming that airflow starts to flow, cool air starts to flow across the plate and then cools down that plastic and lifts it up somehow off the plate. But the brims will stop, I think, probably the airflow from doing that. I think that's my assumption. BQ Cryo Grip for the win. I do glue the small piece runs. Okay. Mangled remains. Mangled remains. Okay. Pick up a couple of those plates to swap to fast swap. Yeah. Commenting on phone and watching on 85 TV. Definitely enjoying the live. Awesome, man. Sweet. Yeah, I've been looking at those BQ Cryo Grip plates. The only issue is I just don't feel like spending more money on plates. I did buy an extra PEI textured plate as well as this one as well. One of these engineering plates. These work pretty good, surprisingly. I mean, you got to glue them like crazy, but they do come out really nice. And they work just as well as the PEI textured, if you ask me. But I try to stay consistent and stick with the PEI textured as well. All right, here we go. I got to get one of these. Let's see here. Have you tried the little air deflector to keep the fan from blowing directly on the print? Yeah, I printed an air deflector first thing, and it works fine. But the warping will still happen. But I saw like some weird, before I had the deflector, I saw some weird things happening to PLA if it was real flat on the build plate. So I know that air deflector does work pretty well. All right, here we go. Let's get some of that in there. Yeah, and the video that is going viral on my channel, I think I've gotten like 200 plus subscribers, maybe 300, was this video where these are the first 4 things to print. It was like this, here, I'll show you. Why not? This thing's not even running. Let's see if I can see it. Let's see here. My camera. See that little red one? It just takes that air, what is that called? The air diffuser, points it up. And then the other thing I printed was, you see that red little angled piece for the PTFE tube? Because I hate how it rubs against the glass. I mean, I could have printed the riser, but I didn't want to make this AMS any higher than what it is. Plus, I'm like fearful that it might topple over and stuff, and then I'd be out of an AMS Pro. But that little deflector thing, that little angle, I found it on like a Facebook post. It works like a charm. I never see it touch the top of that glass, so I'm really happy with it. And then, of course, the poop chute. That was the last thing I told everyone to print on that video. And that video is still going viral. I get like quite a bit of views, like 400 views every 48 hours or something like that. So, yeah, the air deflector definitely works good. All right, I'm going to start this print. Let's see here. All right, let me make sure got the right. Man, my mouse is acting up. I need like a piece of paper or something. Here, I'll just use a box. There we go. All right, what we got here? So, Decora left. Okay. All right. I got to change my filament to 3D Fuel PCTG Pro. And I'll tell you what, after I finally got this print dialed in, I'm really starting to like this material. I don't like the supports. I'll tell you right now, the supports are a pain. If you have a dual nozzle, you know, that would probably make it a lot easier if you had PLA or PE, maybe PETG to support it. I'm not exactly sure how I would even have multi-material for support, but if you can deal with the supports, it's a good material. The finish I really like. I like it quite a bit. So now that I got the print dialed in, I'm really happy about it. All right, let me find this file. Open. Oh, here we go. Recent projects. There we go. There we go. I think I found it. Sure. Now, do you guys have all 3D printers? Like, which ones you guys have? Are you guys on Bamboo or Elegoo or what are the other ones? Prusa? Let me know. Let's see here. BitQ CryoGrip works well for a one for all. I like doing ASA, and I just have to change the QR label when I need to. I can share a link for the labels and a holder I made for them. Okay, cool. I recently purchased the P2S and have printed both PLA and PETG so far and haven't had to use glue. That's the same for me. When I first started, I was printing like non-stop without glue. I was kind of like, do I really even need it? But then after I was doing these prints that were like the full build plate, 250 millimeters, I started seeing warping in certain spots. So now I just always use glue because I don't want to waste filament and have a bad print. I'm using the textured plate that came with it. I do wash my plates after 2 to 3 prints. So do I. I still wash my plates even with the glue on, and that's pretty easy, you know. How does the PCTG compare to PETG? I'm not familiar with it. You got to print at a little bit higher temperature. It feels, it's kind of like little stickier, it feels like at first. It's hard to explain. You can have it, I'll tell you one thing. I haven't printed a lot with PETG, but with PLA I can print like something. Let me go back to my screen. I can print something on like a 45 degree, but with PCTG I cannot. The layers just do not stick. They'll start to droop, and there's just something about that. So I got to print everything vertically, just layer by layer. Unfortunately, like a diag just doesn't work. I wish it did, because I would probably print these wall plates on a diag. But I did optimize these wall plates. They are pretty good now, so I'm happy about that. But it's just one of those things. But good question. Actually, let me go back. Recent projects. I'll catch up on the chat in a sec here. Let me find this. I gotta find this file. Open project. Here we go. Here we go. Now, maybe I haven't done a project with this yet, have I? Let's see here. No, maybe I haven't. I'll have to do this later. That's okay. No big deal. Yeah, I haven't started this yet. Okay, so let's see here. Mangled Remains, your PS2. Okay, cool. 205RC, I've started saving my plastic poop in hopes of filament recycling machine that does not cost an arm and a leg. Yeah, there's one like coming out, or that came out from Creality. But you do, I think you still have to use fresh pellets, a certain percentage or something like that. I haven't looked into that very much. But yeah, that would be cool. If you do a lot of color prints, that makes sense, like multicolored prints. Big Steve Games, you got a FlashForge AD5X. Now, FlashForge, they reached out to me when I had that viral video, and I replied back. I said, yeah, I would do a review on that ADX5X. But then they just didn't come back. Maybe it was a bot or something, but I would have taken an AD5X and tried it out and did a review. I have the K2 Plus, but wished I had got Bamboo. Okay, is that K2 Plus? What brand is that? Is that Prusa? I'm not familiar with that. Or is that Creality? Sounds like a Creality printer. K2. I'm using P2S and mainly Overture or Creality filaments. Okay, never heard of Overture filaments. Okay. 205RC. Gonna order the Bamboo soon, but kind of up in the air on which one. Okay, I'll get back to you on that. Let me get back down here to this chat. I have two P2Ss, having fun with them. That's awesome. I assume you have some other wood shop tools as well, given your name. Gonna order the Bamboo soon. Yeah, it's a Creality. Okay, so the K2 Plus, that's a Creality brand. Okay. So what's the plate size on the K2 Plus that you have? Is it 250 or 255 or whatever? That's kind of standard, isn't it, for most of these plates? What is it? Bamboo is what, 255, I think? Yeah. Because I started looking at the H series, if you're considering the H series. Now, I'm not going to buy one because I'm trying to, like, you know, not spend a ton of money. I've already spent a ton on this project. But I decided for myself, if I'm going to go up to the H series, I'm going to buy the H2C. And the reason for that is because the total build volume on the H2D is like only 5 more millimeters if you use both nozzles. And then you'll get a seam, I think, from having 2 nozzles if you use the same material, which I don't think I'd use anyways, because if I'm printing like with PCTG or any other engineering filament, I would use a different material for supports. So I wouldn't use both nozzles with the same material. But just having that ability with 7 colors, you can get a lot more creative. That's why the H2C is appealing to me. Um, Obviously, I think the H2, what is it, the one with the single nozzle? I can't remember the model. That does have a maximum build plate. It's like what, 350 millimeters or something like that. I mean, if you really need that size, I guess you got to go with that. So you're at a 300 by 300 by 300. Okay. So you upgrading to the H series is not as important, but you're probably not going to want to downgrade, are you, to the 250? So that's a tough call, you know. Unless you're never using that full build plate of 300 by 300 by 300. So, yeah, it's a tough one. Yeah, I got to build out this next file. Let me look over here. I thought I printed one of those, but apparently not. No, I must not have. Yeah, it is what it is. I'm doing too much work. Alrighty. What else do I need to do tonight? Always work, man. The work never ends. But yeah, I filled up this workshop pretty quickly. It didn't take long, that's for sure. I think if I ever do get to a point where I'm selling into retail, and if I ever get to a point where I'm doing like a couple hundred units, yeah, I will need to expand at some point. But right now, no, I don't think I need to. So, costs more money to expand, that's for sure. And I don't have the room here, so I don't think I'll be leasing a space anytime soon. You got to be doing like 10, 20,000 a month if you're going to release any sort of space, in my opinion. It's just things are too expensive these days. Property taxes, heat, electrical, you know, if you lease a space, garbage, cleaning, the list goes on and on. I don't know how people survive sometimes when it comes to business. You got to have a lot of volume, a lot of high margin as well. That's why most businesses fail, because people go in, they take out big loans from the banks, and then they feel the pressure, and it's difficult. So, all right, what else do I need to do? Now I really want to get that plate going. Maybe I'll just start. Yeah, I think I'm just going to start a new project in Bamboo Studio. Here, I'll just share. Oh, I can't because I'm not. Well, actually, you know what I can do? Let's see here. I think I can do this midstream. So let's see, video capture, screen capture. There we go. Window capture. Let's see here, Bamboo Studio. There we go. Okay, I'll shrink it. I'm assuming you guys can still see me and hear me. All right, cool. You guys can kind of see me work while I'm working on this. File import. Import an STL. Models. Wall plate. Yeah, I got a bunch of different versions. I got to find the right one. Decora. Oh yeah, here we go. Let's see here. Let me look at something. Yeah, this was a left. Decora V2. No, let me see here. Did I renamed that wrong? No, that's not it. File, open, import, sorry. I think this is it. I must have renamed that wrong. There we go. Let's rotate this bad boy. All right, so, oops, undo. Meant to do this one. There we go. Okay. I know that's a weird rotation for printing this, but this is the best way I can do this. So let me go back here to see if anyone's chatting. Bonus material, yes. I'm basically printing your unit here, Scotty. So let's see here. Definitely can't be in that color. That's the almond color. So pretty sure you ordered white. Yeah, I'm gonna double check here, make sure. Yeah, you ordered white. All right, cool. Let's go over here, Bamboo Studio. That looks good. I'm always double checking this because I did just create this new project. Yeah, this looks good. So I do snug support, so, and I'll go over that in a second. Normal auto. I do 3 walls. Rectilinear, 15%. And I do layer heights at 20.25. It just works well for PCTG. I don't have any problems with it. I'm going to add 2 more plates because I'm going to add 2 other things to this later. All right. All right, this looks good. Let's slice her. Slice it up. So the supports, let me make sure these look good. Wait a sec. Nope, that's wrong. I can already tell. I think what happened was I'm going to delete that and re-import it because I think I rotated it and it got off by an angle. So there we go. Okay. All right. Rotate. Do it properly now, Dan. What are you doing? There we go. You always got to check things, you know. And then I want to make sure too, my quality, I always do a seam in the back. All right, so that, make sure the seams look good too. All right. Yeah, there we go. There's no supports on the bottom here. The only supports are here, and then I rip that off. That's pretty easy to take out. And then, yeah, right in there, you'll see in that cavity, that's where the support is. So, yeah, I think that looks good. Print that bad boy up. Let's see. Let's do a time lapse. Why not? Maybe we'll do another video on this. Another customer sale video. Scotty, you're going to be the star. There we go. This one takes 2 hours and 56 minutes. Gotta love that sound. You gotta love how this bamboo gives you a live stream essentially. That's just the coolest thing. I don't know about the other printers, what they do. But I can go on my phone while I'm out and about and being like, oh, is that print good? Or if I see a problem, I can stop it. It's one of my favorite things about this brand. What's the time? What's the print time? Yeah, 3 hours is the print time. Not bad. Yep. Yeah, and the dual ones, the dual wall plates, those are only a couple minutes more, not too much. So yeah, that's going. So that's good. All right, what to do next? So yeah, I've got a whole Menards bag that I've got just some after work, old work boxes where when you twist these, they tighten up to the drywall, because I want to make more displays just for doing professional photos. So I've got a couple of cheap, what do you call these, outlets. They were like $2 or $3 a piece. So that's my project tomorrow. Let's see, what else do I have to do? I just have a ton of photos I need to get to. I've got like probably 100+ photos I need to edit in Photoshop. That's going to take me a while. Have you ever get aggravated by the amount of filament this printer spits before starting a job? Yeah. Sometimes too, like when it's I've had some weird points where I was changing filament or loading filament manually, and it just kept spitting out nard after nard after nard, and I'm like, when are you done? It's one of those things. Bamboo, they definitely like to waste filament because they want you to buy more, right? However, Bamboo never has filament in stock. I mean, when are they going to get that together, But I'd rather buy from 3D Fuel if I can find PLA for these guys that match this white. I really like this white. It's not super bright. It's like kind of like a soft white. So maybe I'll buy some from that company and just do some testing with it. See if I like it. I mean, I like Bamboo's filament. Don't get me wrong, and the whole RFID spool thing. But it's from China. I wanna buy local still as much as I can. So can't get away from the machines. I mean, I think they're almost all made in China except for Prusa. Is Prusa made in the U.S., I think? But I just didn't want to go through the headaches of that. I got a buddy who did a Prusa. I mean, he said he had it for 10 years, so that's a pretty good amount of time to have a 3D printer. But he said he replaced all the parts, and he still can't get anything to print on it. So I don't know. I just heard good reviews about Bamboo products, so I went with it. Yeah, I filled up the poop chute doing that. If you've seen a video of mine, it's one of these multicolored, what do you call them? Articulating dragons for my son. This Easter themed one with Easter eggs on it. And I filled up the poop chute, and at least the thing warned me and paused the print so I could salvage the print halfway through. It was like a 30 hour print, so I was really happy about that. Oh, Prusa is Czech Republic? Okay, I didn't know that. I thought it was US, but I don't know if there's any like real popular US ones. There might be. Have you guys been seeing these videos, like people talking about these legislations with laws like making 3D printing stricter to get into that business? So that could be a interesting concern, I guess. All right, I think I'm done with the well, you guys can watch it live. Why not? It's doing the live. Why not? It's a live of a live. Let's see here. What am I doing here? Yeah, I still got this mess I got to clean up here. All right. Here, let me move this over. There we go. I got a bottom right-hand corner for the live stream. Why not? I got to take care of all these. Oh, I'll show you guys what I built. And I did a video on it. I just haven't posted it yet. I still got to edit it. So over here in the corner, I had a bunch of dining room chairs, and I went to my other storage room, which is where my furnace and hot water heater are, and I threw away a bunch of stuff and found room for those chairs. I really should sell those chairs. We never get them out. It's just, throwing away chairs. It's like maybe you might have more people over. But anyways, I moved the chairs, and I built a little 3 shelf system down there, and then I added 2 more shelves there. Now, the only thing about it is that there's this egress window here, and so I didn't secure this shelf with like another 2x4, just in case I got to take this out from a code perspective. Same thing with that one. I didn't really secure it, but it's up there good enough. I mean, there's a 2x4 hanging there below it. I just can't put anything too heavy on there. But this down here is pretty rock solid. I could put anything heavy there, and should be good to go. And then I also bought just these little Menards storage containers. They were like $7 a piece. I was like, I don't know how they make those for $7 a piece, but they do. It's called China probably. But it's good for organization. I can put whatever, any little business stuff in there. I was originally, I might still use those for these things, these product packaging, just little stuff, you know, the little inserts, pieces of paper. There's just always so many little things. I like to stay organized, you know. If you get unorganized, then you kind of lose focus on what your tasks are and all that. I really need to make another list because I've got too much stuff going on, and so I need to make this list. I should just make it right now, you know. Maybe I'll do that. Why not? Not a fan of Bamboo Labs green. Elegoo's green looks great, but the spool is a one use. Well, unless you have use to re-spool something. Yeah, I printed Mangled Remains, one of these spool reusers. I'll show you if you didn't see the video. Do they have refills? But yeah, you could try one of these things, I guess. You know, you spin this thing. If you have a reel on here, and then how does this work again? Oh yeah, so I printed this in carbon fiber too, PETG carbon fiber. This is really baby smooth. I love this thing. It's pretty cool. So how this works again is you stick a drill bit in here, and then this is the empty spool, right? You put an empty spool here, and then you feed your filament through here. This is where your source filament is. You feed it through here, and you'll start spinning this bad boy. This is just a manual one, and I've seen videos, people doing it, and you should be able to re-spool one if you ever are in need of one. It's kind of fun to print, kind of neat. I printed these parts in PLA, these red ones, but it was a fun print to do. Haven't really used it yet because I should have had this printed when I had a spool disaster. I had one spool like that went all over the floor. It took me all night to re-spool it, and I had to cut it up into like 3 or 4 parts. Ugh. I have nowhere to put that thing. It's like long and gangly. Make sure everything's looking good. Oh, let's see. Oh, my live stream isn't going. Come on. All right, I gotta press play here. Now we're printing. Here we go. Live stream for the live stream. It's looking good. I do a slow 60 millimeters per second on the first layer for PCTG. That is my one advice, I would say, is go real slow on that first layer and your stuff will stick. I mean, I've had really good luck with sticking to the bed with PCTG after I did 60 millimeters per second on that. So could the whole thing be printed in PETG? Yeah, for sure. I don't see a problem with that. Okay, I'm gonna go back. I got an XYZ printer from 2014. That thing is huge, and when you open the door, it's like you got a bitty bed. It does work, but it sounds like you are in an arcade because of the drivers, I assume. Okay. It's really loud. Never heard of that brand. Funny you say that. I just ordered some Sunlu PAC or nylon 12 carbon fiber for some gears for a re-spooler. All right, hey, I've got some of that as well. Yeah, I think it's over here. Let's see here. Nope, that's not it. Yeah, right here. Yeah, this stuff is like super brittle. I don't know if you've ever printed with this stuff, um, but definitely don't try to put it through your AMS or your AMS high temp. I didn't try it in the AMS, but I tried it in the AMS high temp. Couldn't get it to run. But yeah, this stuff, man, it's so brittle. But yeah, it's pretty, I like the feel of it. Man, it's hard as a rock when you print that thing. Real sharp too, depending on your print. This part I built for a customer, I mean, it's like, it'd probably cut you. It's so sharp, depending on your edges, if you got like 90 degrees and all that. But man, it was pretty impressive once the print was done. I just hung it on that, I don't know if you can see it. Let's see here. Here, I'll show you. I just hung it on this spool above here, right there, and just fed it through the side PTFE. Just got it through I had to manually push it to the nozzle, and then it finally grabbed it when I was loading it, and it worked. I printed 6 parts, and that was one of my best sales. So that was a good order. Hopefully they're evaluating these carbon fiber nylon parts to see if it'll be feasible for their product. So hopefully it is. Crossing my fingers. If it is, then I potentially might get 20, 30, 50 orders at a time. So we'll see what happens. But yeah, Elite PA12 carbon fiber, same brand, Sunlu. So nice haircut. I ordered and got my X2D yesterday. Ooh, I'm still in a honeymoon phase, but I already have a couple freelance jobs lined up that I'm able to use the dual materials for support interfaces. Dude, that's awesome. That's sweet, Just Ken J. That's great. What 2 materials are you using if you're willing to let us know? Which one are you using for support too? Good info. This is my first experience with that filament. The modulator works for that filament then. The modulator, meaning like the nozzle and all that? What do you mean by modulator? Oh, you mean like the... well, I didn't feed it through the filament buffer, if that's what you mean by modulator. I just filled it right. I don't know if I can show it on this. Let's see here. Let's see here. Let's see it. Yeah, I just filled it right. Well, let's see right there. Yeah, through the orange thing, directly into the nozzle. Essentially, I had trouble because of that red angled PTFE bender. That carbon fiber nylon is so brittle and hard, it didn't want to bend through that, so I had to kind of tinker a little bit to get it to bend through that. It didn't break by any means in there, but you just got to work with it a little bit. But yeah, dude, I don't think you'll have many problems. Oh, I did, here, let me go back to the chat. Let me see here. Okay. Let me go back. The nylon 12 carbon fiber, I did, I think it's, let me go back into Bamboo Studio. Over here, brim type, I made a gap of 0. Brim object gap of 0. I just let it connect to the actual part because it was warping up pretty good amount. You just gotta, take your deburring tool and deburr your part really well with that. But again, it depends on your part. I don't know what you're printing, but if you have trouble with warping, put that brim object gap to 0, and I think it'll work for you. Oh, the TPU mod for the P2S. Yeah, I didn't use the TPU mod with that carbon fiber. No, I just went straight into the side of I don't know what that part is called. I have a spare one somewhere. Um, PET-G. Okay, Just Ken says PET-G with PLA supports and TPU with PLA supports. Cool. We'll see how the TU does in the AMS. Okay. Not advised, but I'm going to try it anyways. Yeah, I mean, if it grabs it, I would try it. You know, the AMS makes everything so convenient that you might as well try it. You know, I've heard a lot of people on this Facebook group I'm on say that they just put TPU straight in the AMS and didn't have a problem. I haven't tried that yet, but maybe I will. I've got a couple of TPU, got like 2 reels of it. I don't print with it a lot. It is kind of fun to print with though. Okay, just yeah, direct. Mangled remains. Just do it direct. It might go through. I don't know. You know, the thing is like that. This nylon carbon fiber is so brittle and hard. I just didn't want to risk it in the AMS because it did not go through the AMS high temperature. And I was like, I don't want to mess with my AMS. I love that thing so much. Like, I'll just manually feed it. Who cares? Just like TPU. I manually fed TPU before I got that TPU modulator or module. Manually feeding is not that bad if you ask me. It's kind of a pain because you got to take your AMS off. At least for TPU I did, but I think I could feed it maybe through the PTFE tube through the side. At least I could with this. This was not a problem. The nylon carbon fiber. You should try, if you like the nylon carbon fiber, I know you're doing it for a job, but you might want to explore polycarbonate. I'll tell you what, that material, it's really smooth and it doesn't wear out your nozzle because carbon fiber infused filament will wear out your nozzle. I've seen photos. I think you got to go through quite a bit of rolls. But polycarbonate is difficult to print, but man, it's rock solid. If you can get the print dialed in, I like it. I was making some modules for a future product that I'm going to release soon with the polycarbonate. But then I went back to PCTG because it's about the same price, but I want to make things consistent, so I'm not going with the polycarbonate. But I had fun printing these modules with polycarbonate, so I will say it's kind of a fun material, and it's good for like proposing to maybe any of your clients, like maybe print them the same part, both in the nylon and in the polycarbonate, and then just like say, you know, pick your poison, right? Pick whatever part you want. I'll print either one. Could be an option for you. I don't know if this nylon 12 carbon fiber is $50, so it's definitely more expensive than polycarbonate. So it's something to consider. And the polycarbonate you can feed right directly through the AMS. Now I did dry this for I think just 8 hours at the recommended temperature. I think it was 65 degrees C. I didn't get any strings with this carbon fiber at all. Just had a little bit of, you know, warping on the bed. It was coming off the plate, but that's not a big deal. So, all right. So yeah, nylon. I want to try nylon 6, but I don't know if I'd be able to tell the difference, to be honest. But I do want to accomplish that. Do nylon 6 carbon fiber. But nylon 6 is tougher, right? Because it absorbs water. It's like a 10 or 20x more water absorption than the nylon 12. The carbon chain on the nylon 12, I think is longer. So I guess that doesn't absorb water easier, I guess. Kind of interesting. So... yeah, let's see here. What else do I got? What else do I got going on? tons of stuff, man. I gotta, oh, I'll show you one of these special custom plates I did for a customer, which I'm gonna do a video on. I gotta post it and all that. Let's see, do I have the black one? No, I don't think so. No, I didn't keep a black one. All right, let's see here. M. Stephens 1534. I bought a spool of the AMS TPU but haven't used it yet. Hopefully it gives us the results that we need for the model we bought it for. Okay. When I say we, my grandson and I have become partners in this. Dude, that's so awesome. Man, I love the 3D printing collaboration you can have with your kids or your grandkids. And they get excited too. You know, they see all these prints on Maker World or, you know, any of the other websites that have all these awesome prints. And now you got all these crazy AI fun prints that people are putting out. The possibilities are endless, and it just gets kids thinking more engineering wise. My son, he's into Mark Rober. He watches him like practically every day. And what did he say to me tonight before he went to sleep? He said, well, I was talking about something with 3D printing. Now it's going to bug me, man. I'm getting old. But he was talking about something, and he like gave me advice about modifying a print. I was like, what? You're thinking that way? I was like, yes, that's what I want. So that's great, man. What are you guys printing with that, with the TPU? I'm just kind of curious. Is it a toy, or is it like maybe something for video game or something like that? Something that he likes? While you're thinking about that or responding, this was what I made for a client, was a 2-gang wall plate. They custom requested this. I did ask them if they wanted it wider than the normal single gang unit, because this shelf, if I take my phone, you know, it covers up an outlet. And the original intent of these shelves was for phone charging, but this subscriber, I think, just wanted it for the shelf itself because they got a workshop and they have like bits and tools. They probably, you know, lose them or they get tossed everywhere. This is just a nice little nook, a place for your tools and bits and whatnot. And I think that's primarily what they wanted them for. So I made 2 blacks of this. This was the first test print I did right off the bat. Fit like a glove on the wall plate. Printed nice. And then, so I printed 2 black and I printed 2 red. I happen to have, I bought like $300 worth of this PCTG material, all different colors. And I had purchased this toolbox red, which is the Milwaukee exact same color. Even on their website, 3D Fuel, they have the Milwaukee brand with this red color. So it worked out really well. The customer is really, really excited about it. And so I printed 2 of these as well as 2 of a single gang unit. So in total, I printed 4 red and 4 black. So 8 wall plates. So hopefully, you know, that subscriber gets the photos, and but it could take them a while. You know, it's a huge workshop, so it'll be interesting. I'd like to do a what do you call it, on my website, like a testimonial kind of thing, or a showcase, right? That's what I was calling it. Was just doing a showcase, talking about what the customer used it for. You know, they went with the custom colors to match their toolbox theme, all that stuff. And I did buy, let me get this. I'll pull this out. I'll show you guys these different colors. Why not? It'll be kind of fun. Ugh. This thing is heavy. Kilograms worth of material. I did also get, now I'm kind of realizing from this custom order that I'm going to offer more colors and do printing on demand, kind of like I'm doing tonight for Scotty. I'm not going to print a ton of inventory anymore. I want to offer more custom solutions on Etsy and on my website. I think that's where the value of 3D printing is. I didn't realize it at first. I was kind of thinking inventory and all that, but I want to offer more options. So this one is Toolbox Yellow, which matches DeWalt. So I think I might offer this as well as a wall plate option. Toolbox Yellow. I'll tell you what, I love the smell of PCTG. It smells really good. I don't know why. Maybe I'm just weird, but so that's Toolbox Yellow. All right, here. You know what? I'll open this so you guys can see it. Let me get this. Razor blade. Somebody mentioned they were looking at green. All right. Let's see here. Yeah, good idea. Exactly. Print on demand. Let me show you. Somebody mentioned that they had a green. I'll show you this green from 3D Fuel, and I think their PLA is very. I think it's the same colors, to be honest. So you might see the same colors in the two, and it could be a good solution for PLA as well. I think they do have the toolbox colors. Oh, come on. This one is grass green. I don't know if you guys would like that green. I was kind of hoping more for a regular green, but I might like this one actually. I wouldn't print a wall plate on it, but it's kind of cool. I do like it. I don't know what I'll print. Maybe a dragon. The problem is this PCTG. It doesn't do well, like I said, with support. So depending on what you're printing, you got to be careful. Like with supports, I don't know. I mean, this has supports on it, which works out fine, but I can never get tree supports to work, which a lot of prints use tree supports. So I use grid. What is it called? What did I say? Grid inline or whatever it's called. Grid snug. That's what I use. Is that grid? Sorry. Hold on. No, I just use snug. Sorry, I was confusing the two. I just do snug, and that works out fine. But it prints like a grid, like kind of back and forth. But anyways, coming back to my colors here, I'll show you guys the other colors. Now, I printed this, what do you call it? What's that train? The Polar Express. My son, he's into the Polar Express and the train, so I printed it in PCTG, so that's why I bought all these colors. So this one is Desert Tan. That was like a little accent color on the train. I also got here, what's this one called? Cobalt Blue. I think that's part of their tool line as well. I think. There was like 4 colors in that. This one feels definitely different than the others. I don't know what they. And let me go through this too. I'll explain this interesting problem I had. Once I'm done showing you the colors I got. Let's see here. I've got, what's this one? Metallic silver. This could be a nice one. Yeah. This one is metallic gold. I used this for, and I think I did a video on this one. My son wanted the Polar Express train ticket, you know, the little golden ticket. And this turned out really well. I do like this gold. Let's see here. I got chocolate brown. I don't know what I would ever print with this. I think I printed 1 or 2 parts on that Polar Express. I do like this one. Iron red. I like that one a lot. And then midnight black, which I've used this a lot more. I used it on this Polar Express train. And then I have the toolbox red, which is loaded in the AMS from that custom print I did. Now, let me mention something that I learned. Here, let me cover that up so I don't get, you know, I've never had to dry this. Well, I did dry this PCTG once, but I don't think I really needed to. Um, I haven't had a whole lot of problems with stringing. A little bit, and it has to do with the coloring. The coloring changes the behavior of this material in particular. I mean, PLA, I haven't really noticed it very much. There's just so many different vendors, but with the same vendor, the same type of filament, PCTG, the white is super easy to print with. Like the supports come off really easily. Um, there's no strings. This red though, I saw wispy strings, not a lot, like one or two of them, you know. But then the supports came off way different than the white. It was kind of interesting how that worked. And I was seeing, just let me see if I can, wait, let's see here. Let's see, I'm trying to get a shot here. Let's see here. Yeah, you can't really see it, but there's this, like this, it's not a seam. It's like this weird, I don't know, behavior. Same exact print from both these. I have, like, yeah, this is the same print. There is none of that on this white material, but there is on this. So there's something about how this dye affects the material. That is 100% certain. And the black, it feels different and it behaves different as far as the print goes and the supports go. So it's kind of interesting how dyes will affect these materials. So it's just, you know, kind of a little bit of caution there as far as if you're going to print with like an engineering material that has different dyes, you might have different behavior on the print in general and on the supports. Yes, I have used, the question was, are you using the AMS as your dryer? Yes, I have dried with the AMS. But now I use the AMS high temperature because I can dry that separate while I'm doing a print. And I'm only drying one reel at a time. I dried with the nylon carbon fiber. I dried the red PCTG once because I saw the strings on this, but then even after I dried, it still had these strings. It's something to do with the color, the dye. What are those little, I forget what they call those, but they mix them in with the pellets, you know, the dyed pellets. So that's a good giveaway. What was that referring to? DIY woodshop projects? That blue looks good. Yeah, I do like that blue, cobalt blue. I got to find more things to print with this. I definitely want to figure something out. But yeah, like, are you saying like a giveaway on the channel? I've got a bunch of other good giveaways too. I don't know, maybe I'll start doing that. If that's what you're referring to. I think I mentioned that too for like, if I ever wanted to do memberships, I could do like a quarterly thing where I give you guys like a code, a coupon code in your email or however communication works on YouTube. And then you just go to my website, put in the code that validates who you are, and then I have your address. I just ship you, you know, some alpha products, et cetera, et cetera. I think that'd be kind of fun. But let me know what you guys think if that's something that you'd be interested in. I'd also do some giveaways too. Like, that'd be kind of fun to do like a drawing. I know there's rules on that though with YouTube. You got to be careful. Like, you know, they have these sweepstakes rules and all that because I think obviously people have probably had problems with that. So I got to be careful and read up on the rules for that. Oh, Mangled Remains was talking about a giveaway? Okay. Maybe I missed that. Sorry. But that's okay. Yeah. After I did this, that took me like a weekend to do this. Because like I said, like when I started printing with this material, it totally messed up the plate. So I had to reorient the plate, which improved the entire product like tenfold. So that's why I'm kind of reprinting stuff for my customers. I'm just gonna eat the cost on these old units in inventory. I've got a couple other reasons why I'm reprinting it too, which I'll go into. Um, but I love these new prints. I'm like extremely happy with them. Um, I think customers who buy them are gonna like them too. They don't feel cheap by any means. Like if I printed these wall plates in PLA, I don't know. PLA just has this kind of texture and lightweight feel that sometimes it feels cheap. Um, but for something small as this, I'm okay with it. Um, I don't know. It just depends, I think, on what it is you're printing. But I really like this PCTG. I feel like it feels like a product you would buy at the store, if that makes sense. But PLA is great, dude. PLA can print so many, just, it's so easy to print with that you can do just about anything with it. And if you know how to print and get that quality out, I think people will appreciate it. I mean, honestly, like, I don't see why I've heard out there that people don't like the whole layer line stuff. I barely can even tell from this. And it's really nice and smooth. It doesn't feel like these really cheap plastic things that you buy at the store. So I like this product, and I'm sure you guys feel the same way too about your stuff you're printing, man. Like, I don't know, I think the 3D printing stuff is great, but I think it depends, on what you're making. I wouldn't do a whole helmet in PCTG because it'd be too difficult, but for PLA it works. But PLA is great because you got all these crazy, you know, multicolored filaments. I love these things. They're great. What else do I got? I can show you guys some other stuff too that I have. Let me put this thing away. So I'm gonna trip and fall. I'm getting old. If you leave stuff on the floor, you forget about it, and then you trip and you fall and you break your hip, and then you're out of commission. Show and tell is always fun. My grandson has been involved in making props for a number of independent movie companies. Dude, that's awesome. He has a degree in media arts. We plan on using the P2S to create some of those props. Wow, that's awesome. So you got an older grandson. He's not little anymore, obviously. That's really cool. Yeah, that's the thing. Like, this is a prop essentially for me doing a little presentation board. I mean, you can make just about anything these days with these 3D printers, so I think it's cool. Let's see, I lost the live stream of the live stream. Let's go back and get that running again. Device. There we go. There we go. She's looking good. Hopefully I don't have a failure. It's always a risk to a 3D print. You never know if you get a failure. But it's looking good so far. There we go. Put it in the corner. Looks good. I did record a video. I already posted it. Where there was I was printing one of these modules at a 45 degree, and the tool head clipped it and totally broke it in a live stream, and the AI detected the spaghetti strings and stopped the print. So that was kind of fun during a video. I thought it was kind of cool. My grandson is 28. He has a twin and has an older brother. Wow, that's awesome, man. That's great. So you got 3 grandkids at a minimum. LOL, agreed. Woodshop Projects, I'm not getting kickback on the cost of the project, but doing as a motivational gift. Cool. Getting old. You're not 52, I bet. No, I'm not. I'm 46. I'm feeling it though. Like, my knees have been giving me problems here and there. Both my knees, unfortunately. So I'm not planning on considering surgery or anything like that. I don't want to get into that, but my doctor just says, just deal with it until you can't deal with it, then come in and we'll consider doing something for knees. But I'm just going to go do what I do and not deal with invasive surgery or anything like that. They're not like that bad. It's just kind of an annoying pain, All right, what else do I have to do tonight? Well, I need to put these brush surface mounts back in the little bin. And I got to figure out like how many I want to allocate for certain markets. Like if I do the Amazon, I've got 4 SKUs, and it takes like 2 or 3 weeks, I think, to get your products to be in distribution through Amazon. So it's like maybe I do like 20 or 30 units of each color. Because here's the thing, with Amazon, you have to assume, at least this is my first assumption, is that if it doesn't sell, and I don't know what the carrying costs are. I know there's a carrying cost to FBA. If it doesn't sell in a reasonable amount of time, you're most likely going to trash all the units. So, you got to add up your costs for what you're going to ship to Amazon and assume at the worst, you're going to eat that entire amount that you're going to send to Amazon. Because I believe that the cost to return it, this is what I've heard on some forums, I've read on some forums, that the cost to return it is probably more than the product, based on the cost that Amazon are going to charge you to go and retrieve the product, box it up, ship it back to you. At that point, you might as well just, burn it, essentially. So we'll see what happens there. But I'm thinking 30 units of each color. That'd be 120 units. I think that's plenty to send to them. If I go through them fast, I go through them fast. I run out. It is what it is, Customers will have to wait another 2 or 3 weeks until I get fulfilled. Now, if I don't go through it fast, if let's say I get, 5 orders here and there, a couple 5 orders, over a few weeks, then I can do another FBA fulfillment where I send more in, The risk is just if you get sold out right away, which I don't see that happening. Again, e-commerce is not easy. So, you're just a kid. I'm 77. Yeah, I know. I kind of feel like a kid still. I'm kind of having fun in my workshop like a little kid. I would agree. Which, you know what? I think that's what keeps us young if we're like being a kid, Something about doing fun stuff again, Been working for so long, 25 years. I mean, so long for me. I think that's a long time. You kind of lose sight about what life is all about. And I think we got to stay our inner child, Just print what has been sold. Yeah, that's what I'm doing. Mangled remains. As far as like these wall plates, I'm not doing inventory or anything. Now, if you're going to do Amazon, you have to print some inventory to send to them. If you're going to do FBA, you can still do FBM, fulfilled by merchant, if you want to sell on Amazon. But I don't know if I really care to even put my wall plates up there. It's not a market for that. Again, like the way I look at things, and I could be wrong, the way I look at things is there's a market for different people and different products. These wall plates are not for Amazon. I could put them up there, but I don't really intend to. They're for Etsy and my website. But these brush surface mounts, little bathroom organization things that are cheap, you know, $15 and lower, depending on if I want to lower the price. That's Amazon market right there. Amazon, everyone's just looking for cheap, quick, you know, impulse buys. Keep a base inventory. Yeah, like for the wall plates, if I keep one of each, I think that's enough because I can get those out. You know, if somebody orders two, they only take 2 or 3 hours to print, so, you know. And it's not like you have to ship out the same day. You can ship out the next day, you know. So, yep, I agree with you. All right, what else could I do? I'm hanging out late tonight. The wife's probably asleep. Let's see. Oh, yeah. So those red plates that I printed, you can't find red screws, individual red screws for these wall plates. So I just bought cheap $2 wall plates. I had 4 screws. I mean, I'll just keep these for now. I don't think I'll ever use them. But I think they use these in like hospitals and stuff like that, maybe emergency things. But so I just bought some $2 ones to get 4 screws. Otherwise, I would have had to pay like $10 for 4 red screws plus shipping when I got these for free shipping on Amazon. Don't know what I'll do with those, but who knows. Let's see here, what else. I did print something else I'll show you guys. And I did model this myself. I gotta find it. Here it is. I don't know if you guys have heard of these drill bits that are like not American. They're like the metric numbered drill bits. I don't think I have the case for it, but I bought like number 1 through 30 of these drill bits, and I printed this little case. I made this myself. It's got like a little, I don't know if you can see it there, a little notch in the, let me angle it a little bit. Yeah, a little notch in the front there so I can grab it with my finger. Hopefully these don't all fall out when I open this thing. It's got kind of this like these tabs kind of here on the side. I think you can see them, these 2 little tabs there and right there. And then it just kind of matches the top so it snaps in this. And so I've got these bits 1 through 30 on here, nice and organized. I did find in the store there was a 1 through 30 like full pack, but at Menards they didn't have a case for these, so I was like, oh, I'll just print this. It took me a while to model this and to get all these little lines properly spaced. It took me like maybe 1 or 2 prints, but it turned out pretty good because I was using these to bore out a little bit of excess on those nylon carbon fiber prints. They were just tight for these holes at this other company that it had to go through nice and smooth. And this material is, even though the hole was the exact size, maybe there's some expansion going on with that material, but I did have to bore it out a little bit with these drills. So I made this. It was kind of fun. Let's see here. What else? That's about like all that I've kind of made for myself. I would like to make more things. I've just been busy. Yeah, this was like a test print I made. This was like the first version. It didn't have all the lines on it. It was just like the first, unit. Unfortunately, wasted filament. Let's see here. I think I've showed you guys this product. Yeah, I did it in a video. You guys probably saw it, but I still have this clip suction cup mount. My daughter has like 2 or 3 of these on her bathroom mirror, and they're full of clips, hair bands, et cetera, et cetera. So they work for my family. But these were a pain to print. Like the tool head kept knocking when it got up here. It kept knocking these over. So I shrank these down. I've got some final prints I'll show you guys. I gotta take these suction cups off too. I'm not gonna waste these, that's for sure. Let's see. So yeah, this is the next product. I gotta just finish editing the photos for this product. But my wife is using it. Little 4-prong. It's half the size. You know, this works out much better. This one's almond. Hard to tell in the light. And then I was experimenting with more poly bags. This is the dual unit. Then I was experimenting with this. I don't know if this is working out, to be honest with you. I don't think I would sell this in a box store. It's too big. If I can get the packaging for this down, I would sell it at box stores or attempt to sell it. Not that color, though. Again, I'm sticking with solid colors. White, black, pink, and almond. So yeah, I got a whole box here filled with these. I do have some shelves in here I was playing around with, but so that's coming soon on the website. And then this will be the next product. Let's see here, the headband. So my wife and daughter don't use headbands, but I know people do. So simple. You can use headphones on it too. I actually had to make a design change so that my headphones, so this wouldn't fall off. And this design is that little tiny, you see that thing on the back there? That keeps the unit from tipping over, getting a center of gravity from tipping over and then falling off the mirror. If you have that on there, it works. So I don't do that for every product. The brush mounts don't need it, but anything that's heavy and leaning the product forward, it's got to have that little lip to it on the back. So let's see here. I received a longer LK5 Pro for my birthday in January. Moved to the P2S earlier this month. I'm brand new to 3D printing. Okay. What's the LK5 Pro? Is that Creality as well? Have you made any light boxes for your workspace? No. Oh, you mean like made any light boxes? No, I've never made any light boxes. You mean for like product photography? Or do you mean like diffusers for these lights? Just curious. Just place an order. My daughter loves your idea. Oh, dude, thank you so much. I appreciate that. That's so cool. Yeah, I'll get those other ones up on the website. Hopefully this week or next week. All right, you got the lavender and the pink, and you went with a flex too. Sweet, that's awesome. Cool, cool, cool. Yeah, I'll get those out tomorrow for sure. If not tomorrow, it'll be Monday. But I've got pretty much a clear day tomorrow. I should be able to get those all out. It doesn't take long to package that stuff all up, but I take my time because I'm still new to this. It's not like it's not like it feels like routine to me yet. So I really take my time when fulfilling orders. I double check everything because I want to make everyone happy. It's a new young business, so customer service, man, that's like the most important thing in my opinion. It's a longer sling bed, a tinker's dream. Okay. That's cool. I'll have to check that out. Let me, LK5 Pro. Let me just put that in my LK5 Pro. I'm just kind of curious. Okay, yeah, the sling. Let's see what that is. Oh, wow, yeah, that's pretty neat looking. I was seeing what the print bed. Oh, that's a big bed. 300 by 300 by 400. You can go pretty tall on that thing. That's pretty cool. Oh yeah, light box or like a sign. Yeah, I need to do that. Now the only thing I have printed, um, I don't know if you saw, maybe you've seen my videos on that, but I just printed my logo, which let's see here. I gotta pull this out. Yeah, yeah, I did that. But yeah, you're saying like a kind of a sign with a light that I can put in. Yeah, that'd be kind of cool. I'd have to look and see what kind of designs there are for a little light box. There's probably some samples out there that people have done. And then I could put my logo there. That's a good idea. Maybe I should do that and do a video on that, right? Because I've got kind of that base print there that I can use as reference and probably merge that with a light box. I think that would work out well. So yeah, that's a good idea. Sweet. Well, I got my work cut out for me, guys. I got 2 orders to fulfill tomorrow. Sweet. You know, it's like I also got to remember to put in my coupon codes in the boxes. There's all these little things that you want to do when you ship an order. So you just got to take your time, you know. There's no sense in rushing things, you know. I'm a retired software engineer. That's going to be me someday. And don't like tinkering. We will use it when we need a model too big for the P2S. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, if you have to tinker with that a lot, you know, and you're over that stage in your life, which I am too. I'm kind of done. I just want to hit the button, and the easy button, and go, because I've had my time of troubleshooting and engineering software for years. So, but now I'm kind of moving on from software. My title is a director now of emerging projects. So I still write some code here and there, but most of it now I just generate with AI because it's just faster and easier. I'll just check it. I'll double check it. But now my brother works with me, so he does most of the coding now. I'm kind of doing more meetings, interacting with the business, making sure we're getting them what they want. I'm giving them AI consulting. I kind of feel like more of a consultant these days than a software engineer. That's just what happens, I think. Over time, you get to know everything about a certain domain and a certain piece of software that you just answer questions all day. So, which is fine. I like doing that. I have no problem doing that. Sometimes I'm on customer calls throughout the day. I'm pretty good with customers. I'm not like one of these introvert software engineers. I'm more of an extrovert. I'll do sales trips. I'll do these trade shows. I like doing trade shows. They're kind of fun. A little busy though, but they are kind of fun. Let's see what else. What else to talk about? Yeah, other than that, I'm really happy with this Rollo printer, this thermal printer. Oh, let's see here. Yeah, that guy right there. It was like $200. You got to use the USB. I didn't get the wireless one, but yeah, it works every time for doing packaging and all that. Let's see here. What else I got going on? Yeah, I got more boxes down there. I do need to organize this whole area. I still got some stuff I got to take care of over there. What did I print here? Yeah, I've got, let's see here, like a bunch of the almond prints that I got to put suction cups on and package. I was kind of like gun-ho about the Amazon, like doing Amazon. But then I took a step back and I'm like, well, I got to have the UPCs, so whatever. I just printed a bunch of them. You know, maybe I'll go through them someday. But I am going to package them all up and start looking into Fulfilled by Amazon and just see what kind of that market how that will react. I mean, I'm going to have to do probably advertisements as well on there. You just can't get, it's hard to get, traction through search and word of mouth. It's not easy. Obviously, the YouTube channel does help, that's for sure. But like Etsy, I've gotten a lot of views and a lot of clicks, but no sales. So we'll see what happens there. I'm making some adjustments. So let's see here. I loved coding, but ended up in management. Should have stayed in coding. Oh, really? Man, for me, I'm good. I like the management. I'm happy with it. It's fine for me. Did one for a cryptocurrency I mod for and was able to take a picture and create a sign with not a lot of experience. Oh, cool. That's awesome. What software do you use to design? Blender. I like Blender. I've gotten pretty decent at it. I wouldn't say I'm an expert by any means. I'm probably a novice if you ask me. But the features that I do use in Blender, I'm able to extrude things, chamfer corners, edges, but I mainly use this modifier feature where you do the intersect, union, and difference. I use those all the time. The only problem I have with it is I get these manifold issues where it's a non-manifold. I'll get that error occasionally in Blender and in Bamboo Studio. I don't know what I'm doing to get that sometimes. Usually when I extrude, I'll get that error. But maybe it's because I'm using the non-manifold extrude feature or something. So I got to keep toying around with that and playing around with that. But I use this manifold fixing online thing. You guys have probably used it. And then that usually will fix my print. I can import it back into Blender. And then I can continue to do modifications to it. You're doing a great job. Keep up the good work. Looking forward. Good night, everyone. Hey, good night, man. Looking forward to fulfilling that order. And yeah, I'm excited, man. I'll try to do these live streams more often as well. Maybe not more often, just like more consistent. You know, I'm not super consistent on the live streams. I tend to do them at night after I get my kids down. I'll let my wife know, hey, I'm going to do a live stream. They kind of just work out for me. It's just hard to do it during the day. I'm working. So maybe I'll just continue doing the live streams. Maybe Friday nights. I don't go out on Friday nights. I'm 46. I'm usually down here doing something, so I might as well just hang out, you know? So, alrighty. What else do I need to do down here that I could do kind of semi-productively while I'm talking on the chat? It's hard to always figure out what's that next priority. I should just make my list. Maybe I'll do that right now. Let's see here. Maybe I will. Let's see. Oh man, that thing is heavy. Here, I'll just move this around a little bit. Yeah, using the laptop to live stream is not. I'm going to probably hide this thing. There we go. Yeah, I'll just make my list so that I can kind of have a base list of things for the week, you know, moving forward. All right. Yeah, you guys can see that. That works out good. So let's see here. What do I got to do? So for the brush unit, I need to edit new photos. I took a bunch of new photos. I want to edit them and see if I can replace some of the existing photos on my website and on Etsy. See if I can make an even more compelling offering from a visual perspective. I feel like my first photos weren't as good as like what I've been doing lately. And then I got to do the clip photos. I got to do listings for that. That's going to even take even longer. Getting all the details on the clip. Got to get headband. Same thing. Photos. Listing. And then also on these I got to do the packaging. In those orders as well, I'm going to do the retail packaging because I want you guys to check it out because I think that's cool. And I want it to look nice for you guys. Because, you know, if you're going to ship a product like that and you have the retail packaging, you know, you don't know if that person could be buying it as a gift for someone, right? And I think gifts should be in the nice retail packaging. That's just my opinion. So, and then I got a lot of stuff to do for wall plates, major upgrades, which, you know, if you're still on Scotty, you are getting a version which has the upgrades. Okay, so upgrades for the wall plates. I got more photos to take of all these upgrade aspects there. I'll show you guys the upgrades for these wall plates in a second. So I got that, and then with those upgrades, I got to redo the Etsy listing quite a bit. Not a lot, but a decent amount. Etsy listing, Shopify listing. That's a big priority of mine, is these wall plates, these upgrades, because I want to add more value to get the conversion. I'm getting views, I'm getting clicks, but I'm just not getting that conversion. So I'm doing some things to make that a reality. Because people are hearting these wall plates, so I've got something going there. I got to keep that going, you know. Let me bring up the chat again. I got a different window for that, unfortunately. Okay, nothing new on the chat. All right, back to my list. All right, that's the wall plates. A lot to do there. That's going to take me probably a couple days. I also want to do, so not only the design is upgraded along with these modules, I want to also offer black, red, and yellow for that DeWalt. Because I bet you there's people out there with DeWalt tools that they like, or they have a themed DeWalt tool room. Even if they don't have a fully themed one, they might really like DeWalt, and they want a yellow wall plate to go with it, yellow and black, and then red and black for the Milwaukee fans out there. I have one DeWalt drill. I think that's all I have for that brand. It is a good drill. I've had it for years. Never had a problem with it. So yeah, 3 more colors. I don't know if I'll have to print all versions of those colors. I probably will to get photos. You at least want to have legit photos. I don't like to AI-ify my product photos. Like on my main website, I have the problem and solution that are AI photos, which you guys can probably tell. That's because I don't have the space to actually create those scenes. But as far as product photos, those are all legit. There's no AI involved. I only do a little bit of AI as far as like getting rid of the background when I'm taking photos, because you gotta get a white background for Amazon and other places as well, and you just want a white background for your products anyways. So wall plates, headband, clip, brush. What else? I did revamp the home page, which was on my hit list for providing a problem and a solution photos and descriptions, because I had I was in a live stream the other night, and somebody mentioned they went to my site and they said that my home screen didn't make much sense to them as far as what the overall messaging was. So I took that advice and I said, you know what, you're right. My messaging was off, so I'm going to go ahead and revamp that home screen. And I think it looks 10 times better. It provides a clear message. Here's your problem. You got a cluttered bathroom. Here's a solution. The products, right? So I'm happy to take advice from anybody out there. What else do I have to do? Trying to think. So, oh yeah, I gotta I gotta do this modules listing, photos. What else in there? Packaging as well. I'm gonna do nice packaging for that. Packaging. So yeah, lots to do there. It's crazy. And then I gotta edit a video. I'm not gonna put it on this list, but I always have to edit the videos that I'm recording for YouTube. And I gotta do that. I recorded one today, I just gotta edit that. Let's see here. Oh, and then I might as well write this down. Amazon FBA. Again, I don't think I'm going to sell all my products on there. I think I'm just going to only maybe focus on one or two products. These small products. Brush clip, headband. Maybe just kind of focus on bathroom accessories for the Amazon stuff. And then just have the niche things like these wall plates on the platforms I'm already on. So that's that. And then the last thing is next week I'm going to visit, I'm going to explore boutique shops. So that is a lot to do. But yeah, I think it'll keep me busy, that's for sure. Nothing wrong with being busy, you know. Let's see here. All of the plugs and switches in my house are rectangular. Do you have a shelf that is compatible? Do you mean, when you say rectangular, do you mean this version, the Decora? I would assume so. Like a GFCI port, that's what this version is. Yeah, I support all my wall plates have the Decora version on the website, so if that's what you mean. It's either Decora or this one's duplex, the double hole. I don't know if there's probably other versions out there, but like, you know, this one I bought from Amazon is just a simple, that's Decora, and then light switch on that side. Which I'm considering doing the light switches now that I've come up with this modular strategy. I need to put that all into the website. I just haven't had time. But all my prints that I get orders for the wall plates are going to have this modular feature set. So. Yep. Yeah. So it's basically Decora. So you should be all set. So let me go through the modules with you guys. I've got them all here. Now these aren't released yet, but I'm getting close to that point. So let me switch over to this window. So the intention of this product was to have your phone charging on this unit, right? Now you can use it for whatever you want, obviously. But one of the problems is, like, if you plug in your phone charger, you got this cord kind of like hanging and dangling all over. Well, when I reprinted this with that custom order, I learned a lot on, okay, how I wanted to position this on the plate and get a better print. And I decided to go even further because I'm seeing some traction on these wall plates. So now what I did was I added, let me see if I can, let's see if you can see it in there. Anyway. Can you guys hear me now? Sorry about that. My microphone died, so I ran out of juice. Man, you guys might have missed what I was saying. Dang it. I don't know when that went out. Where'd you guys hear me lose sound? Let me know. But anyways, I'll just go over. So this is the screwdriver bit holder. It'll hold 10 bits. It'll just hold any of these bits, tall or small. I might make these holes a little tighter. They're not too loose. I might make them a little tighter. We'll see. But overall, I do have this product pretty much on its final version, so it's pretty close. So that'll be available as well. I'm gonna make like a 4-piece kit, like a workshop kit, a bathroom kit, a kitchen kit. There was one more I had an idea for, but yeah, I'm gonna come up with like 4 or 5 kits, sell them, you know, for a reasonable price, and so that you can accessorize your wall plates, put them in different rooms. You're going to want to have different, you know, accessories. You're not going to probably want the drill bit or the screwdriver bit in your kitchen. Well, maybe you do, but you might not want it in your bathroom. You know, you might just want a toothbrush holder in your bathroom. Let me go back to the. Okay. Yeah, you guys hear me now? So anyways, going back. So that's the drill bit one, or screwdriver bit. Let me go back again. This is the, I don't know what I'm going to call it. I mean, I might call it the screwdriver holder because it does do screwdrivers. But, you know, I'm kind of leaning to maybe the nozzle. I don't know. Nah, I don't know. I probably got to go with screwdriver because that's what the masses want. But you guys know, right? You guys know what this will do. And I'll do a photo of this in the product as well. The 4 nozzles, you know, bamboo nozzles. I don't know if other nozzles are wider than this, but I'm just going with bamboo size for now. But if there are if there are wider nozzles, I'll just make another module, you know. So now what this becomes is a system, right? So you get your base unit, it's a system. And I can adjust the pricing a little bit so that now these little modules, I can at least get that little bit of extra revenue that I would prefer to get on one of these units. Now I can kind of make more adjustments in my pricing. So that's part of the reason for that. And then, so you guys saw the nozzle. I don't know if my audio was in or out, but this is the cable keeper. So it holds 2 of your charging cables for your phones or whatever devices you have. And the last module is, I can't, I'm calling this like probably the hook or something like that. It's essentially one of these pegboard hooks that, you know, you can put like a level on, or, you know, maybe some wrenches or whatever, you know, that kind of thing. It's a small hook. It's not as long as these pegboard ones because it's not metal. You know, if I made it any longer, I think it could have some issues there of bending, but metal usually doesn't bend as easily, so it is what it is. But I'm pretty happy with this. It does work for holding a small amount of, you know, little tools that you might want, something on your wall plate. So I don't know how much people would really want to hold on a wall plate. You know, this isn't for like massively heavy tools, right? It's for like small tools in general, bits, screwdrivers, some small wrenches, a level, maybe even some pliers here or there, whatever. I'm gonna figure out all sorts of different modules I'm gonna create for this. Really like it for the nozzles. Thanks, I appreciate it. Yeah, me too. The nozzles, I think it's kind of a cool thing for the community, you know. So, but yeah, so that's what I'm working on, and I gotta get all the product packaging set. I gotta make some adjustments to this unit. Oh, my audio was on. Oops, there we go. Yeah, other than that, it's just lots to do, but I'm getting there. Things are kind of coming together. I got my UPCs, and yeah, a lot going on up here. That's just how it goes, right? So anyways, well, man, it's been a long live stream, 2 hours. That's pretty long for me. I think my record's probably around this time, 2 hours. And yeah, I think I'm going to call it a night. And it was a pleasure hanging out with everyone. I appreciate everyone's orders tonight for Tech Time Creations. I'll get busy fulfilling those tomorrow, and probably have my kids, you know, watch the process. They get excited too. Every time there's an order, they get excited. They're like, "Yay, an order! Dad's working." So they're kind of part of the process too. It's a family thing, and so and you guys are family too with the community. Just it's great. I love this channel now. It's a great community, great vibes. We're talking a lot about 3D printing, and everyone's got different printers, and we're talking about what printers we want. It's kind of cool. So I think it's a lot of fun. Must be really late for most of your followers. I'm in California, so still early here. Yeah. Yeah, I've got followers kind of all throughout the country. So, but yeah, for me, it is kind of getting late. It's been a long week, so I am ready to kind of hit the hay. But yeah, it was a pleasure, guys. And yeah, you'll be on the lookout for a video on Sunday and on Tuesday. Those are my normal scheduled videos. Sometimes I'll throw a video in there on Thursday if I feel up for it, or if I have an idea for a video that I want to toss out there on Thursday. But normally it's going to be Sunday and Tuesday for now. So anyways, and I'll try to maybe make the live stream next Friday, 11:08 here. So you're out in Mountain Time, right? No, no, you're on Central. Yeah. Yeah, thanks. I appreciate it, guys. You guys have a great day or a great night. Have a good weekend too. Hopefully, you guys get out there, get some yard work done. I know it's spring. I did mow the lawn this week, so I don't have too much yard work, but I got to spray the plants for deer. I got to plant some grass seed too this weekend. I got some bare spots out there. I need to plant some grass. I'm sure my wife will find a few projects for me for the next 2 days. So I got to fulfill those orders, do some honey to do projects, and then I've got a baseball scrimmage on Sunday with my son, so that'll be fun. We've got baseball season coming up. Games start next week. We had opening day tonight, so we all do this little parade. That was kind of fun. And I love baseball, man. Baseball is such a blast. With Little League, it's just fun to watch the kids just have fun, be boys, and just rock it out on the baseball field. So yeah, thanks guys, I appreciate it, and I'll let you guys go. You guys have a great night.